better to people who are unable to find a job but still seeking a job. There are three types of unemployment, which are frictional, cyclical, and structural unemployment. This unemployment usually occurs based on the current situation. To relate this unemployment with economic, cyclical unemployment happens during economic recession, which firms usually lay off the workers to reduce the labor cost of the production. In our life, since the objective of this economy is to achieve al-falah. Al-falah is an Arabic word that can be defined as a success. But by achieving al-falah in our life, it means that we achieve the success in our life. In this economy, resources should be treated as amanah, and the wealth should be distributed equally among the citizens in that country. By using the resources in amanah, or can be said in a good way, the government can produce more products and hire more labor to complete the production. By that, the unemployment rate can be reduced and economic growth can be happen.
Here, we want to discuss the issues on why unemployment keep happening, especially in our country, Malaysia. Throughout observations, we can see that one of the reasons unemployment happens is because of the employees' demand attitude. The employees who are too choosy about the job position, asking for high payment and unwilling to work hard would likely be unemployed because they tend to choose the job that meets their requirements, not grabbing the chances that were offered by the employers. Besides putting the blame on the employees are also one of the factors that lead to the high unemployment nowadays. Employers who are setting too high requirements and misusing the power that they have to offer the job position to their closest relation causes this issue to keep happening. Most employers posting requirements that are hard to be met by employees, especially the job seeker who just entered the job sector. Other than this requirements issue, the company should prevent the culture of offering job positions to the closest relations because this unethical practice is unfair for the job seekers which way more suits the job but do not own any relatives. Furthermore, over-dependence on the foreign worker also causes unemployment to keep happening in Malaysia. Even though in the early stage of the initiative taken is to counter the labour shortage in Malaysia, especially in the 3D job sector which represents dangerous, dirty and difficult, it turns out to take the local workers' place in the job sector. It becomes worse as Malaysian community does not view this 3D job sector as highly respected career choices. Overall, there are a lot of other factors that explain why unemployment keep happening in Malaysia. But this last case called pandemic unemployment cases is the most chosen topic to be discussed as these issues not just affecting our country but all other countries over the world. According to the Department of Statistics mentioned by Kanyakumari 2020, Malaysia recorded the highest unemployment rate in a decade throughout COVID-19 pandemic, which is 3.9%. This rate increases as the government implements movement control orders (MCO) and shuts down the economic activities to prevent the pandemic from becoming worse and causing a lot of death. When the MCO was implemented in our country, some economic sectors such as the tourism sector, manufacturing sector and airplane sector were affected, and most of the workers had to be laid off in order for the business to keep surviving.
The 17 Sustainable Development Goals introduced by the United Nations General Assembly in 2015 presented 17 goals to be achieved by developing and developed countries. One of the goals that is set to promote a sustainable and inclusive economic growth is the number 8 goal, decent work and economic growth. Amongst many targets established, the goal aims to achieve full and productive employment and decent work for all women and men, including for young people and people with disabilities, and equal pay for work of equal value. The objective is similar to when Prophet Muhammad said that he values hard work forward-earning living in which he contributed in by helping poor people raise seed capital and establish a profitable business. Long-term unemployment could very much result in poverty due to the inability to sustain basic needs in order to survive living. Loss of income restricts an individual's purchasing power, which often results in them giving up one of their main source of living, which is food. One could slowly lead to hunger and may trigger feeling hopeless in being able to make ends meet. This shows that unemployment affects a series of unfortunate events that all point to a list of indicators that relates to the targets that the 17 Sustainable Development Goals wish to eradicate.
In Islam, Dr. Yusuf al-Qaradawi divided unemployment into two categories: Jabariyah by necessity and Khiyariyah by choice. Jabariyah is unemployment where a person has to accept the conditions unwillingly, even though he has the requirements to be employed, while Khiyariyah is due to the person himself, because he chooses not to work and let it become a burden on the other. Islam encouraged for the authorities to help Jabariyah so he can maximize his own potentials and can get employed. Well, in terms of Khiyariyah, Islam didn't encourage for them to receive any kind of aids or necessities. Instead, they need to have a proper motivations by the society so they can work hard to earn a living. Dr. Yusuf al-Qaradawi emphasized 6 different maqasid toward an economy and its relation to the employment. For example, the production of wealth must be balanced with those pertaining to its consumption, and escalation and distribution of wealth must be fair to all mankind without any sort of discriminations. While Ibn Khaldun summarized the dynamic model for Islamic socio-economic system, where he established a connection between sovereign, human resources, wealth, development, and justice according to Sharia. We can conclude that employment is a very important aspect for a nation, especially for Islamic countries. If the unemployment rate keeps increasing, meaning there will be no strength in sovereignty, there will be no solution of wealth, leading to no development in terms of social, economic, environment, and a lot of issues will happen in the future. For example, poverty will increase, rate of crime will increase, people will live in difficult times, sustainable development goals could not be achieved. That's the reason why Islam and Maqasid Sharia put priority to tackle the unemployment issues immediately.
It is crucial to have solutions on how to overcome unemployment from continuously increasing, as it may give bad impacts. Firstly, unemployment can be solved by empowering technical and vocational education and training TVET. TVET is an educational approach that exposes students with hard skills knowledge that are highly demanded in heavy industries. TVET is open for secondary school students who completed their Form 3 assessment, PT3, and for Malaysian Certificates of Education SPM levels. It is the earliest age for the young generation to join TVET, and they may also pursue their career at a higher level after diploma. Malaysia is not a leading country in heavy industries like China and United States, so it is important for Malaysia government to empower TVET among the younger generation, so we do not have to hire foreign workers with higher salaries to be paid. Hence, it will also increase the productivity of local workers and create a greater economic growth trend. In recent years, Malaysia government has taken many initiatives to ensure that Malaysians know the importance of TVET, and the government also provides the allocation for TVET development. During Malaysian Budget 2021, Finance Minister Tengku Datuk Sri Zafrul Tengku Abdul Aziz said that TVET will be provided with 6 billion ringgit Malaysia to boost its training development. Next, high unemployment issues in Malaysia can be solved by encouraging Malaysians to join entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship does not matter on what types of a product someone is going to sell, as long as it gives the benefits to the society. The most important thing is the courage in oneself to take the risk in business world and to be an amazing innovator. In addition, entrepreneurship is one of the big contributors towards Malaysia's economic growth in GDP. Last but not least, to be employed nowadays, a person should improve their soft skills because employers will hire those who have additional soft skills in order to handle different tasks even though it is not in their specialization. It covers a wide range of skills such as communication skills, time management skills, and critical thinking. These skills are important as it may help us to improve our leadership skills and enhance our credibility. Communication skills can be divided into two categories, which are the communication between colleagues and communication between employees and customers. Next, time management skills is about how an employee completes their tasks according to the time set by the employers. It will give a good judgment from the employers to encourage the employee to do their best, and it will improve the company's success. Critical thinking is also important because it measures the competencies in oneself on how they will contribute in the company. The ability of an employee to give a big picture of their company will determine the company's future to compete with other companies and give their best.
From the topic, unemployment and Islamic economic system, we have learned that unemployment brings negative effects towards the economic growth. To sum up all the points and questions, unemployment seems to have a significant relationship with Islamic economic systems.
Do you know that in Islam, unemployment can be considered as a disease? It is because Islam encourages people to work and get a job so that they will not rely on charity from others.
Summarizing all the factors that lead to unemployment, this can be concluded that willingness of the employees to be unemployed is one of the reasons. You know what? Unemployment happens from both sides, which are from employees and employers.
Employees have a demanding attitude and too choosy to have a job, while the employers sometimes set a high requirements to the employees. As Proverbs say, prevention is better than cure. We can say that unemployment needs to be resolved to ensure that people as well as country can achieve sustainable development goals, which are goals number 1, no poverty, goal 8, decent work and economic growth, and last one, goal 10, which is reduce inequality.
However, every problem must have their solutions. So, the solutions to solve this unemployment can be summarized by empowering TVET, joining entrepreneurship, and improving soft skills such as communication skills, time management, and having critical thinking.
Last but not least, all the solutions must be taken by the government or by the agency involved in order to reduce number of unemployed people to ensure the economic growth and harmonious life in society.